Good evening, everybody. I'd like to welcome you to the regular council meeting of Summerland District Council and call the meeting to order. First thing is adoption of our minutes from October 13th. Are there any errors or omissions, Council? No? Somebody bring that motion then, please. Councillor Booth. Oh, you're going to do both at the same time? Yeah, okay. And the public hearing minutes from the 13th, yes. Or the 15th.
For the 15th, the regular.
Okay, gotcha. What about the second? It's all the same.
Separate.
Oh, it is separate. Okay. Councillor Booth. Councillor Peak, thank you. All in favor? Thank you very much. And the second set is public hearing minutes. Councillor Holmes, thank you. Councillor Traynor.
You had to speak up.
Oh, it's not on?
I don't know. I can't hear you very well.
I agree, couldn't hear him very well either.
No mumbling.
No, it's not. It's the system.
It's our system.
I can hear her.
Okay. All in favor? Thank you. Passed. Okay, any additional items for the agenda, Corporate Officer?
There are no additional items. There is one typographical error on 11.2.
Oh, yeah.
The recommendation is that bylaw number 2015 should be -030, not -003.
Okay.
I'll comment on that again when we get to that point.
Okay, I guess we're moving,
One of
so we're
those
ready to
off.
adopt the agenda for this evening. Councillor Carlson, thank you.
We should get them all the time.
Seconder, Councillor Boot, all in favor? Thank you. Okay, we'll move ahead to delegations. Cultural Plan Task Force.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Council, members of staff present here today. My name is Denise Espew Post, and I am the chair of the Cultural Plan Task Force. I'd like to take a moment to introduce you to the other members of the task force who are present here today. I have Susan Gibbs here. If you could raise your hand, maybe. There you go. Jean Evanishin, Diane Hildebrand, Betty Ann Zenas, Ellie Van Nye, and Dan Dinsmore. And I think that's everybody who was able to attend here today. Oh, no, that's not. Sorry. Janet Peak, our counselors in front of us, of course, and Doug Holmes, and our staff liaison, of course, Ian McIntosh. So, Mr. Mayor, Council, you brought all of the members who I've presented here today and those who are not here together, and you've tasked us with engaging in a cultural planning process and creating a community cultural plan for Summerland. And I can tell you with certainty that every one of the members of this task force are enthusiastic and excited for the challenge that you've placed before us. And I'm also here to tell you that we're on track. You've given us 12 months to complete this cultural plan, and we are required to provide you with 2 interim reports. I haven't forgotten, I'm not there yet. So this here is the first interim report. Now, I understand that before you is a written report.
What's going on?
It is a 4-page report with 5 sections. As I proceed through the presentation today, I'll also be presenting in accordance with these 5 sections, and I'll let you know where I am so you can follow along. There's also 3 appendices which form part of that written report. This is a good-looking picture of the good-looking people on the task force. Not all of us, because yours truly is not there, as well as some other members. But one of the things I wanted to tell you about the team that you put together is that we're all very collegial, and I believe that's an excellent feature of this group. When you have this many members, 14 members, come together with a finite task to complete in a finite period, I believe it's important that everybody gets along and is willing to hear and listen to the other members of the team. So that is going to be one of the factors which supports our success. We had our first meeting on April 21st. Mr. Mayor, you were present at the beginning of that meeting and provided some introductory comments. It was chaired by Ms. Tynan. At that meeting, we reviewed our terms of reference and we selected our officers. Mr. Dinsmore, who's here, is our vice chair, and Margaret Haller, who was unable to be here today, is our secretary. The first section of the written report is preparation, and that of course appears on page 1. After that first meeting, our focus was on preparation. How are we going to target the community to learn about culture and complete a representative cultural plan? The task was a little bit overwhelming for a few of us who were assigned to the task force. We knew that we needed to undertake a wide-ranging strategic plan. We knew that we needed to understand cultural planning, and we also knew that we needed to understand issues and opportunities for local culture. So to get started, many of the members attended an Arts BC annual conference in Penticton. Prior to the members of the task force being assigned, arrangements had been made for Gord Hume to come and provide a workshop. Gord Hume was the author of Cultural Planning for Creative Communities. He also presented to Mr. Mayor and Council, and many of the members of the task force were present for that presentation as well. We reviewed existing documents that were prepared by other individuals or groups regarding local culture. And we also reviewed results from other community consultations with respect to local culture, such as the Conversation Cafe that had happened in a prior year. We reviewed cultural plans from other communities. We reviewed a lot of cultural plans from other communities. We also invited a number of individuals to come present to us on topics that we felt would be pertinent to culture in Summerland. So we heard from individuals speaking about tourism, agriculture, the food bank, arts, just to give you a few ideas. This is a picture from the Philosopher's Cafe that was run essentially by Mr. Hume and focused on culture. Section 2 of your written report is organization, and that appears on page 2. As part of the preparation of the cultural task force, we knew that we needed to organize ourselves and make a plan in terms of how to move forward. The task force meets on the first Monday and third Friday of each month. Because of the size of the group, we thought it would be very smart for us to assign specific tasks to smaller sub-teams, and those sub-teams may meet multiple times over the course of the month. But rest assured, we're meeting at least twice a month going forward.
Doesn't work.
So with the leadership of our time management team, we created a task management schedule, and that schedule sets out the scope of work to be completed by the task force, as well as the timelines for completion. That is appendices 1 to the written report. It's color-coded, and it looks very pretty. The reason for the color coding is to assist us in knowing when a task is ongoing or has been completed, or when it's due, which is the bright red color. So it's a very useful timeline for us, and it keeps us on track. Now, with the leadership of our budget team, we've prepared a working budget, and this was prepared with the assistance of Ms. Coates as the Director of Finance. With the leadership of our cultural mapping team, we've developed a list of stakeholders as well as a cultural assets list. And both of these lists are being used by the task force during its consultation process. The cultural mapping, with the leadership of Mr. McIntosh, as a result of that, there was a geographic information system-based cultural map that was created, which he'll demonstrate in just a moment. And it's our hope that this will live on as a tool for staff to use in the future, identifying and managing cultural facilities, tourism, and economic development. And Mr. McIntosh, I'll turn it over to you.
Yes, this map that you see, this is our GIS map that is available to the public, although this particular version isn't. And at the top, we have mapped through a database all the cultural assets. Well, we're working on all the cultural assets. We don't have them all there yet. But if you push on one of these buttons or layers, such as the galleries, all these little squares pop up, and if you put your cursor over top, it tells you all, this particular one is all the galleries that occur in Summerland. So you can see, again, if you zoom in there, and this is an interactive map that would be available to the public. So if you're interested in what art galleries or other galleries are available in Summerland, you click that layer, it shows you where they are and who they are. And we've got the library, museum, theaters. There's a few there. Music, dance. You can see there's lots of dance instructors and music instructors around. Our parks and beaches are on the list. And if you turn the entire list on, you can see that there's quite a significant amount of cultural assets currently in Summerland. And we're still refining the list to figure out which should be there or not. But if you have a particular interest, you're a tourist coming to Summerland, you want to see what there is for culture, you could look at this map and you can turn on your area of interest and it will show you all the facilities we have and where they are. So that's what we're working on at the moment.
Thank you. Before I carry on, I should note that Appendix 2 was a copy of the working budget, which I had referred to earlier. So that takes us to community consultations, which is Section 3 of the written report and appears on page 3. So with our preparation and organization well underway, we knew that the next step was to focus on community consultation. We developed a community consultation process that was based upon the Community Engagement Toolkit. And this approach takes a decentralized approach. We know that we want to hear from as many people as possible, and we know that we want to get out there and hear from those people. We don't want them to have to come to us. So this process involves various approaches to consultation. One of the processes is a questionnaire, a written questionnaire that we had created. This questionnaire makes use of a standardized format, and that's beneficial for us because it allows us to process and analyze the information with a bit more ease. We have had over 400 questionnaires completed to date, which we feel is an overwhelming response. It's very positive. Now, more than 300 of those questionnaires were completed by the members of the task force going out into the community. We went out to Tuesday markets, we went out to Wednesdays on the water, as well as multiple other events. And we went there with the surveys in hand, asked people to take a copy and complete it, or assisted them or helped them work through the actual survey. Now, in addition to the paper surveys, the survey also appears online on the task force webpage, which is part of the district website. We have had about 100 completed that way so far. So it's been a very, very positive response to the questionnaires. Another approach that we've been using are the display boards, and I hope that maybe some of you have seen the display boards around town. The idea is to have the boards at various locations in Summerland and move the boards to a new location about every 3 weeks. Now, the reason for this is to make sure that we have a broad range of individuals who have access to the boards, because we want to get a broad range of input to the questions that we have on the boards. The boards do have 3 simple open-ended questions. What makes Summerland culture unique compared to other Okanagan communities? What cultural strengths should Summerland build on? And what cultural activities would add to the quality of life in Summerland? We are really ramping up right now with our community conversations. Now, our community conversations are public meetings for people to express their views on different aspects of local culture. Each session that we have organized has a specific theme. These themes range from heritage, festivals and events, agricultural, youth, seniors. Again, much like the reason for rotating the boards around Summerland, having these different themes, again, recognizes the need for unique perspectives from different groups within the community, and we want to make sure that we target those groups. Appendix 3 to the written report is the poster which we're promoting around Summerland, which sets out the dates and the themes for the community conversations which are forthcoming. Well, what the task force has done with each of these community conversations is created a sub-team that is assigned to each theme. Now, many of the counselors here and Mr. Mayor have agreed to participate on those sub-teams, and we are very grateful for your participation. Those sub-teams then contact individuals or stakeholders who we believe would like to participate in that particular conversation, and we just go to it. Now, the goal is, after each session, and what we have been doing, is making sure that the feedback from the session is made available to the participants. And we are doing that to make sure we can keep them engaged. That feedback is available on our Facebook page as well as on our website. So individuals can provide further feedback to say whether we got it right or we didn't get it right, or if they have further ideas that they want to convey to us. That feedback can be provided through the Facebook page, or by providing a submission. And that is another way in which we are consulting with the community. So our call for submissions is either for written submissions or video submissions, and it's another opportunity for individuals or groups to make specific comments or recommendations about culture or what they would like to see in the cultural plan that we will ultimately be developing. So that takes us to section 4 of your written report, which is communications, which appears on page 3. Now, all the members of this task force recognize that the key to the success of this task and the creation of the cultural plan is communication. The task force has created a series of communication strategies which have been set out in work plans. And these work plans guide the task force in their communications with the stakeholders and the public. We connect with the public using a variety of online and offline channels. So as I mentioned, we have our Facebook page. We've made use of our own website, which is located on the District of Summerland website, local newspapers, the Chamber of Commerce newsletter, the Arts Council newsletter, the District of Summerland newsletter, as well as posters, personal invitations, and radio. So the goal is, let's get a lot of press interest. If we generate a lot of press interest, we generate a lot of public awareness, which means hopefully we'll generate a lot more participation in our consultation process. Now, the final section of our report is next steps, which appears on the last page, page 4 of your written report. And this really focuses on what we will do at the conclusion of our community consultation process. And of course, this will be further discussed and detailed in our subsequent report to you, which was to occur in February. But in a nutshell, it's our intention to analyze and assess the public input that we've received, whether that's quantitative from the survey results or qualitative from the notes that we're acquiring through the workshops. We want to use those findings and prepare a first draft. We would like to present that first draft to the public at an open house to get their feedback. Again, what are we missing? Did we get it right? Did we miss something that you feel is important? After hearing from the public as well as from council, we'd like to go back and make revisions to that draft and prepare a final draft in accordance with what we are to be doing pursuant to the tasks you've assigned to us. So as I said at the very beginning, we are on track. I hope from hearing the presentation today and reviewing the written report, you agree that we are making good progress. Every one of our members has been putting in a lot of hours and a lot of time to make sure that we do this right. And we look forward to coming back again in February to doing our second report to council. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them or field them off to the other people who are sitting here.
I'd just like to say that I'm really impressed. You folks have put in a tremendous amount of hours. I've been hearing bits and pieces from our counselors and so on, but no, it's knowing a few of the people that are there, I realize that as a chair, you've had your work cut out for you keeping up with some of your members. So I'm sure everybody's driving each other because it's looks like you're putting a tremendous effort and great depth. So Appreciate
Thank you,
that.
Mr. Mayor. Yes, it's a fantastic group, and I'm happy that I'm able to sit as the chair of this group, so thank you.
Any comments or questions by council? Denise?
Just a
Councillor
comment. They are a very creative group of people who have found good ways to work. They're, you know, you get hiccups along the way, and we work through that. I think that we've got a fantastic operation in terms of our rollout to have the conversations with the public, and we've had a couple of those. There's been good engagement, and I'm hoping that we'll have a great draft plan when we come at the end of it.
Creativity was a prerequisite to be on the task force. So anyway, thank you very much. I
Thank you very
appreciate all
much
the
for the
work,
time.
and we
Thank
look
you.
forward to your next report and, of course, the final report. So
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
I'd like to thank staff who have participated up to this point as well, and to our two councillors who've been with you and have obviously logged a bunch of hours as well, so thank you. So, council, we need a motion to come forward to receive the report that was just presented to us. Councillor Peak, thank you. Councillor Barkwell, all in favor? Thank you. Motion's passed. Thank you very much. And we're moving on to item 6, public comment opportunity. So this is the opportunity in the evening for anybody in the public to step forward and take 2 minutes each to make any comment on any item that's highlighted in yellow in the agenda. So is there anybody that would like to come forward from the public? Yes, sir. Please state your name.
Grant Thompson. I'm president of the Lakeshore Rackets Club. I wanted mayor, council, and staff, I simply have 2 very brief messages here. I wanted to reflect on item 14.1 on the permissive tax exemption. And on behalf of Lakeshore Rackets Club, we support the report going forward from staff on the 2016 PTE. But more importantly, this evening, I wanted to thank council and staff for developing a equitable and transparent process this year. We've been asking for that for a number of years, and it's great to finally see that. So I want to thank you all for allowing me to participate in my very minimal ways, but it's really great to see how the process works and to get some feedback from council on that. And we look forward to working with the subcommittee that has been proposed for later this year. But anyway, really my message today was thanks for developing this process and making it transparent, which we haven't seen for many, many years. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your comment. Thank you. Anybody else? No one else is like to speak? Anyway, thank you very much, sir. And we'll move ahead now to my report. Let's see if there's I printed up a little. I printed up. I added something to it. Sorry. Bad lip. Okay, the mayor's report for tonight. It's been a busy last 2 weeks as council prepares for strategic planning sessions and the 2016 budget. It's important to recognize that council's concerns for the community for 2016 are expressed in council's strategic plan, which will drive the budget process. Priorities will be then set within the constraints of the fiscal capacity that we find. In addition, recently I've had individual meetings with councillors prior to our strategic planning to set the stage for our upcoming planning sessions. But more specifically, over the last 2 weeks, I've attended the Okanagan Water Forum. The theme of this forum was From Knowledge to Thinking Forward. It brought Okanagan Nation Alliance representatives and regional water stakeholders in an effort to build partnerships and create actionable solutions in regards to water management in the Okanagan Basin. The drought of this past summer here in British Columbia and from California through to Washington State is prompting a greater intensity of discussion around water issues. A keynote speaker was Dr. David Suzuki, whose presentation spoke of the biosphere in crisis. Just happens that Dr. Suzuki was a professor of mine in the late 70s, and I have a great deal of respect for his views on the environment. Last Thursday, the Chamber members and councillors participated in a business walk where councillors, our CAO and Chamber Executive and Manager Christine Petko paired up and visited local businesses to hear concerns that affect their business success in the community. It was an excellent cooperative effort and will be repeated on an annual or semi-annual basis to assist in guiding the Chamber's and Council's efforts in enhancing business success in Summerland. In addition, last Thursday, my wife and I attended the 7th Annual Southern Interior Construction Association Commercial Building Awards Banquet in Kelowna. And the reason I mention that in particular is that the Okanagan Nation Alliance received an award of excellence for the Penticton Indian Band Fish Hatchery Facility in the industrial category. Pauline Turbasket plus other ONA officials were there to receive the award. Council recently had a tour of PIB facilities, and we all saw this facility. On Friday the 23rd, I participated with Herlinda Burt and Kelly Marshall of the Summerland Credit Union and Recreation Manager Brenda Ingram in a tree planting initiative where the credit union gifted $5,000 to the district's tree planting program. This will supply a number of fairly good-sized trees for the Living Memorial Ball Diamond area and Peach Orchard Park. And this last Sunday, my granddaughter Hannah, myself, and Councillor Traynor attended the unveiling of the new signage for our Lakeshore Trail. It's a great addition to explain our trail network to residents and visitors, and hats off to our Public Works crew who assembled the sign structure. It's not going anywhere quickly. It's done pretty solid, I must say. Anyway, that's my report.
No sign creep.
CAO.
I have no report today.
You have no report? We're blessed. Okay, number 9, unfinished business, anything corporate house? Nothing.
Resolutions brought forward from the closed session this morning.
Okay, what do we have?
I can read those out.
Yeah.
There are 3 resolutions that were passed. First is that Donna Easton be reappointed as member at large to the Recreation Commission for a 3-year term to expire October 9th, 2018. Second resolution was that Leanne Sieben, Yoshihito Inaba, Karen Hooper, Darlene Forsdick, and Lori Ford be reappointed as members at large to the Sister City Advisory Committee to expire March 31st, 2017. And the third resolution was that the appointment of Jacob Lusted, student representative on the Climate Action Committee, be rescinded.
Thank you.
That is all.
That's all that's required. Moving forward to correspondence, you see we have a number of items there, informational items under 10.1. Any councillor wishing to bring any of those up for discussion at all? Hearing none, can we move the recommendation, motion to receive, please? Councillor Peak. Councillor Carlson, thank you. All in favor? Thank you. None opposed? Motion's carried. Thank you very much. Moving on to 10.2, committee commission minutes. Corporate officer, anything there at all other than what we see? Okay. Councillor, please bring that one forward. Councillor Barkle, Councillor Boot. Somebody can, all in favor? Thank you. We're carried, we're moving right along. Okay, development services reports, 11.1, 17,615 Bentley Road. Mr. Planner.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is a development permit application for the property at 17615 Bentley Road. And this property is on the east side of Bentley Road in our Bentley Road Industrial Park. You'll recall that on the west side of Bentley Road is our fairly new M1A Industrial Park. And the other side of the road is also within the development permit area in an attempt to upgrade that industrial area. There's the extent of the Bentley Road development permit area. And in this particular case, the application is to construct a second building on the subject property There is a notation in the staff report that it appears to meet all of the guidelines required, and a significant upgrade is the landscape strip that will be installed along the Bentley Road frontage. So the permit is supported by staff as it meets the guidelines in the community plan.
Any questions of staff? Councillor Peak?
There's a landscape security, $10,000 received. Is that returnable upon completion of landscaping?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, that is to guarantee the landscape construction. It's a security that is refundable.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Over here.
Would someone
Yeah, Peter.
please, Councillor Carlson?
Is there some policy, I see that we're encouraging landscaping to be happening along there. Is that something that as development continues in redevelopment, or is there encouragement for current business owners to also try and make more landscapability?
We would certainly encourage existing landowners to landscape their frontage, but unless there's an approval required from council, we have a bit more leverage when they're looking for a permit to construct a new building, and one of the conditions of the permit is the landscaping. So unless they're applying for something, we have limited ability to
All right.
enforce it, but we're certainly requesting it and hoping that landowners will come forward.
I think it's a good idea, it would be nice if there was a way to encourage it, for sure.
Councillor Peak?
I'm pleased to see further development in the Bentley Road area, and it's good to see that there's good compliance and interest in having things be improved on their property as well.
Would Councillor like to bring the motion forward, please? Councillor Barkball?
You want me to read it?
Sure.
I move that the application for a development permit to construct a new building on Lot 3, ODYD Plan 20779, located at 17615 Bentley Road, be approved.
Seconder, please. Councillor Carlson, thank you. Any further discussion? Okay. All in favor? Thank you. Opposed? None. Motion is carried. Thank you. Move forward to 11.2, zoning amendment application for 5818 Nixon Road. Mr. Planner.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is an application for rezoning in the Trout Creek neighborhood, the property at 5818, the corner of Johnson Road and Nixon Road, from RSD 2 to RSD 1. And the property is across on the west side of Nixon Road from the Trout Creek Elementary School. The official community plan supports all the single-family zones in the LDR designation. In this particular case, the frontage, as you can see, to the property immediately to the west is a relatively narrow frontage. And so cutting this lot in half would not make a significant difference in the neighborhood with respect to the Johnson Street frontage. And similarly, on the Nixon Road frontage, the properties are very similar in size. And so the application is supported, and if council gives it first and second reading, it will be off to public hearing at the next meeting of council.
Questions of the planner, please. Councillor Traynor.
Besides the two developments that are down in Trout Creek, is this the first lot that, or the first example of the RDS one that's come forward from an individual landowner or homeowner?
Yes, this is the first individual application. As you will remember, there's RSD1 was first introduced into Trout Creek with the Dale Avenue subdivision by Powell Beach. And then another significant development on Highway 97 on Johnson Street. That was also zoned RSD1. This is the first single lot subject to this application.
Councillor Peak.
I think that infilling in this particular portion of the area is useful, and the school could certainly do with some more students. Perhaps there's an opportunity that it would be a family that might move into this area.
Thank you. Someone like to bring the first motion forward, please? Councillor Holmes.
I move that bylaw 2015-030, amendment of zoning bylaw number 2000-450-5818 Nixon Road be given first and second reading.
Seconder, please. Councillor Carlson. Any further discussion? Councillor Carlson.
just want to say that I would encourage this kind of development, and I think that it's exactly what should happen, especially with older homes and larger lots.
I think what's significant there, Councillor Carlson, is that there's this opportunity when sewer is in the area, which wasn't there prior. So these larger lots were there because of the need for room for septic service. So there's opportunity there throughout the sewered area where their lots are big enough, or the buildings are configured in such a manner as to allow this sort of thing. Okay. Any further discussion? No. Okay, all in favor? Thank you. None opposed? Thank you. Motion's passed. That's the first one. Now on to the second one. Mr. Planner, anything there at all, or we're just going ahead with the public hearing?
No, just nothing further to add.
Okay. Someone bring the second motion. Councillor Boot?
Move that a public hearing for bylaw number 2015-030, amendment of zoning bylaw number 2015-030, 5818 Nixon Road be scheduled for November the 9th, 2015.
Seconder, please. Councillor Carlson, thank you. All in favor? None opposed? It's carried. Thank you very much. 11.3, Mr. Planner. Temporary use permit, 13415 Lakeshore Drive.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is a application to amend the zoning bylaw to introduce a new temporary use permit area into the zoning bylaw. There are there's one other for all lots zoned A1 or A2 that are in the agricultural land reserve, are temporary use permits primarily for agritourism accommodation. We recently added the Summerland Builders Mart and the Fruit Co-op across Jubilee Road from each other as temporary use permit areas. And this is a third application to allow the cannery site in Lower Town at 13415 Lakeshore Drive as also a temporary use permit area. And the theory here is that the building that is there can house temporary uses until such time as redevelopment occurs. And there is redevelopment underway that hasn't come before council as yet, but we're anticipating it will shortly. And the owner is requesting that a single temporary use permit be issued to this property, which will be under consideration at the next council meeting if this goes forward, so that he can get some revenue and make some use of that building while his development plans are underway.
Thank you. Questions? Councillor Peak?
Length of the temporary use permit, reminder.
Yes, temporary use permits are issued for a 3-year maximum period. They can be less than that, but the maximum is 3 years, and they can be renewed once by a resolution of council for one additional 3-year period, and then after that they have to come back and reapply if they want to continue.
Councillor Holmes?
When did the current owners buy this property?
I would say probably 2 years ago. I don't know the exact date.
And what have they been doing in the past 2 years?
Well, we have found out anecdotally that there's been a few uses go on in that building unbeknownst to us, but they've been very short-term in nature, and they've been waiting for, they've investigated a couple of redevelopment plans which haven't panned out, and they now think they have one that they're prepared to pursue.
Any other questions? Councillor Holmes?
So I note the concerns of the Advisory Planning Commission. So the suggestion of adding conditions of 10 trucks per week and 7 to 7, but in their letter they say they only anticipate truck delivery 2 to 4 times per week during business hours. So why don't we just put on the conditions of that they say they need?
Mr. Mayor, there's certainly no issue with that. We were suggesting that we might want to up the threshold a bit, because if trucks go from up to 5 or maybe 6 in a week, then we're into an enforcement issue if there's any complaints. So if they say 2 to 4, we add a little buffer in there. That was our recommendation.
Okay, any other questions? Okay. Someone like to bring the first recommendation forward, please? Councillor Barkle.
I move that bylaw number 2015-031, a bylaw to create a temporary use permit area at Lot 1, District Lot 455 and 5085 ODYD Plan 5896, located at 13415 Lakeshore Drive, be given first and second reading.
Seconder? Councillor Trainer, thank you. Any further discussion? Councillor Holmes?
This will go to public hearing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the next recommendation.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I have quite a few concerns, but I'll wait till the public hearing.
Okay, thank you. Okay, to move this forward to public hearing, then we need to pass this, or not, which means it won't go anywhere. So, all in favor?
No, hold on.
Oops, sorry, Councillor Holmes?
So after a public hearing, do we get to discuss? Yeah.
Yeah, but right now, we're just dealing with the
Yeah.
first motion.
Getting it there.
Yeah.
Actually, if you're unsure, the planner can answer any questions there.
Yes, the bylaw has to receive 4 readings before it's finally adopted, so if it passes first and second tonight, there will be a public hearing at the next meeting of council. After that, there would be council discussion, and then it would have to get third reading or possibly third and fourth, depending on the scenario. And if that all passes, then the temporary use permit would be up for consideration as well.
So it is a reminder that that is the purpose of the public hearing, is to have discussion afterwards.
Good. Thank you. So all in favor with the first motion? Thank you. The motion is passed. Opposed?
No.
Oh, you're with, okay, thank you. That's passed, carried. Now the next recommendation, please. Councillor Carlson.
That a public hearing for bylaw 2015-031 be scheduled for Monday, November 9th, 2015.
Seconder, please. Councillor Trainer. Thank you. All in favor? Thank you. The motion is carried and opposed. Thank you very much. Now the third motion. Okay, would someone like to bring that for Councillor Peak?
That a temporary use permit be considered for approval on Monday, November 9th, 2015, subject to bylaw number 2015-031, being adopted, authorizing the temporary commercial use of wine storage on Lot 1 DL 455 and 5085 ODYD Plan 5896, located at 13415 Lakeshore Drive.
Thank you. Seconder, please. Councillor Carlson. Any further discussion? Okay. Hearing none. All in favor? Thank you. Motion's carried, none opposed. Thank you very much. Okay. Item 12, staff and other reports. 12.1, contract to re-roof 9525 Wharton Street. Is that, who's dealing with that?
That's me.
Pardon me?
That's me.
That's you, corporate officer. Go ahead.
So this is referring to the building which used to be the old library. The 2015 budget included an amount of $20,000 for re-roofing of the library and/or the museum, based on preliminary information from staff. So at this point, we're seeking authorization from council to award a contract to re-roof the old library building, as it's been found that it is in dire need of fixing. It won't survive another winter. The museum, however, when they looked further at that roof, it didn't need re-roofing. So we're well within budget. I would like to move ahead on this before it rains.
More.
More.
So can
I have a
I,
question.
go ahead, Councillor Carlson.
There were a few different quotes that were received, and I understand the desire to choose the lowest one. However, I just would like to know whether or not Seal Tight Roofing is a local company, and if some of the other companies that are not successful in this may have been local people who would perhaps be more in need of the job. If there's some more information, that would be something I would like to see.
I don't at my fingertips know if they are local. I'm getting a nod from the back from our manager of works saying yes, so they are
Yeah,
local.
okay.
Yes, and
I
what
just
was-
think it's something we should be conscientious about. That extra $1,000 might be worth hiring local people.
Thank you. Any other questions? I guess I had one question about perhaps manager of Public Works could bring a comment to us. I'm just worrying, I'm a little bit concerned about the roof. It needs, Seal Tight's going to deal with it, but has there been enough investigation to ensure that there isn't substantial structural damage beneath the roof from rot of support timbers or whatever?
Good evening. We just had an assessment done on the whole building as well, and it's not in bad shape. There's some of the OSB that needs to be replaced, and that's part of this proposal. And after the OSB, so they will strip the roof, they will find how bad the damage is to the OSB, replace what needs to be replaced, and then put an underlayment on the flashing, and then the new shingles go on top.
Okay. I'm just concerned that it's might be more there than what meets the eye once you strip the roof off. So.
Yeah, the report that was done to assess the building, they were pretty thorough. They went in the attic and they didn't find any evidence of any further damage.
I see. Okay. Thank you very much. That's great. Councillor Peak.
Carrying along the lines that Councillor Carlson has spoken to in terms of when we decide on a particular bid, is the consideration, and I perhaps address this to our CEO, that local contractors are within a realm of reason on a particular application for a bid? Is that part of our consideration?
It's part of our consideration. We have some more work to do in our policy. The laws around preference to local suppliers have been kind of in limbo over the last few years, and the definition of local and a number of things. So it is something that needs to come to council for further discussion. So certainly, especially right now when it's within a certain closeness, it's absolutely considered, along with a number of other factors in the matrix. But the RFP that goes out needs to specify that you're going to give preference. If it doesn't specify, then you can't give preference.
I do understand that, and I appreciate that this would be a review, and that I would like to see that happen for our community.
Does Tilma play a role in this?
To a certain extent in the bigger picture.
Yeah, okay, but not necessarily on it. Okay. Councillor Traynor, Councillor Boot, Councillor Traynor.
A quick Google search of Seal Tight Roofing shows that they're based in Summerland.
That's exactly what I've done.
Yeah, that's what Martin is.
Oh, did you say
Yeah,
that?
he said it was local.
There you go.
Guys,
You're busy looking.
But policy is
Busy
important.
looking.
I assume you tweeted that out to the universe at the same time, did you?
No, but I found them on Facebook.
Yeah, okay.
That's good to hear.
Any other frivolous comments?
Hardly frivolous.
It's important. It is important.
Yes, okay.
Local business. Okay, I will.
Councillor Carlson?
I'll move that a contract be awarded to Seal Tight Roofing to re-roof the municipally owned building at 9525 Wharton Street for $15,900 plus tax, as per the quote dated September 1st, 2015.
Seconder, please. Councillor Traynor, thank you. Any further discussion at all? It seems obvious from the reports, regardless of the disposition of the building down the road. It's something that has to be done as far as its use, immediate use. So thank you. All in favor? Thank you. Motion is carried, none opposed. Thank you very much. 12.2, Raw Water Screening Works and Slide Gates Project, CAO.
Mr. Van der Meulen couldn't be here today. He's in Vancouver at a Fortis hearing for rates. The report's in front of you. I'm not sure, Ms. Coates, were you planning to speak to it, or Martin, if there's questions?
I was informed that you guys knew it.
So if there's questions on, this report's quite self-explanatory. We are looking at not awarding the RFP as or the tender as issued and doing further work. And we just needed council's guidance on that.
Okay. Thank you. Someone like to bring that motion forward? Councillor Holmes.
I had a question.
Oh, okay, go ahead, sorry.
Says it's always been a staff safety concern. I don't think it's always been, but I mean, I'd just like to know a bit about the history of this. Was this a problem when it was built, or is it something that emerged over time?
Here we go.
He knows.
If you weren't ready, you're
Only a
past
little
in
bit.
training.
Some of the regulations changed over time. These screen works are really old. I don't know exactly when they were installed, but since all that was installed, the regulations changed for safety, etc., and different rules. And now there's, a different way of handling things.
So provincial regulations changed. It was provincial.
I'm not sure where it comes from. I'm assuming it's work safe is part of it, but I can't answer that. Sorry.
So, well, that kind of leads my next question. Is this another responsibility that's being downloaded from a higher level of government onto that we have to pay for? It's
I don't
because of
think
changed
so.
regulations.
Well, perhaps Stam can answer this, but my impression is that the works are quite old. Things were according to appropriate regs at the time, but over time, WorkSafe has suggested that it's not a safe environment, so they have to be upgraded. CAO?
That's, I mean, I don't think in this particular case, when it's the confined spaces, that it's so much downloading, it's that safety factors for workers have increased. So confined spaces such as this one is just one that's been on the radar screen on a number of things. So it's not the same as something that perhaps was monitored. It's work safe.
Yeah, sounds like another download to me.
I don't think it quite qualifies in that zone. Any other questions or comments? Questions of staff? Okay, would someone like to bring that forward, please? Councillor Peak.
The council passed the following resolution: that the contract for the raw water screening works and slide gate project not be awarded, that staff be authorized to retain a diver to inspect the gates and to circulate a request for the quotes for the purchase of 2 slide gates and 2 actuators, and that the staff bring forward for council consideration a 2016 budget request of $50,000 for the installation of this equipment.
Thank you. Seconder, please. Councillor Trainer. Thank you. Seems like any discussion at all? It seems to me it's pretty straightforward. This is something we have to move ahead on safety aspects and make sure that we're minimizing the cost. Councillor Boots.
I just have a question, and I'm not sure who it should be directed to. The request in the resolution is for a 2016 budget request of $50,000 for the installation of the equipment. I'm just wondering, that seems quite a bit less than what the 2 contractors came in at. And I'm wondering if that's enough to actually cover the cost of what the suggestion is made, not going with those contractors, but kind of
It's just
taking
going to
care of
come
the work
forward
ourselves.
to budget discussions. So when it comes forward to budget discussions, it'll come with its background estimates and rationale. So it's not, I think it's in the resolution just to keep it on the radar screen that it's
Okay.
going to come for discussions, but it's not the amount that's fixed here.
Okay.
Did you want to add anything to that?
In the report, it does state that by having the diver go down and do some more work, that their staff believe the prices will come in lower when it's the requests are put out again.
Because the risk is reduced on the contract.
That's right. So let's hope that's the case.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's just that it's 25% of
Yeah,
what
but-
the contractors, and I was just,
It was the
wondering
unknown
about
risk,
that.
and risk always escalates contracts much, much higher when they're, when
even
they're
if it's
dealing
just
with
perceived, yeah.
even when it's, well, the risk of the unknown.
Right.
So if it's a fixed price contract, they need to build in enough room.
just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the way I understood the report was that given that the contractors didn't know some of the more detailed
Yeah.
aspects of the underwater
risk,
aspect of it,
yeah.
and the risk associated with it, they put costs in there that we can attenuate with further examination to determine, and that's where the approximately 50,000 comes in. Once we know that, then it can be reissued, and contractors are very likely to come in a lot lower than the contract prices you see below you, below the verbiage there. So this is sort of a good route, and it'll ultimately save the public money in dealing with this re of the works. Councillor Peak?
I'll be interested in hearing the background, the greater background, and Mr. Vandermeulen's report when we come to the budget discussions.
Okay, we move forward. All in favor, please. Thank you. None opposed. The motion's carried. So 12.3. CAO?
This is the mayor's task force report. At last council meeting, council passed a resolution for terms of reference to be developed and composition. So we have attached the proposed terms of reference here, and should it be approved, then the mayor would move forward and appoint to that committee. Yeah, just note that the page got cut there, so there's two of the composition, two of the recommended composition is cut off to the second page there.
Right. Okay, Councillor Carlson?
How do people apply to be part of your task force?
They won't be
won't.
appointed.
Okay.
It's a little bit different approach. Primarily, it was seen that we need to key on specific individuals that are successful and have a great deal to offer with respect to the various categories. Councillor Peak?
Can people express interest?
Yes, I suppose, CAO, I think.
Yeah,
they can.
but absolutely could express interest, and there may be some areas that the mayor may know individuals that have been specific that he wants on the task force, and others he may need to get
May
some
not even
input.
know.
Yeah, that's quite likely. Councillor Holmes, yes.
You note that you'll consult with community stakeholders, but will there be an opportunity for the wider public to provide input?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And I think that's in the preamble, the purpose is to consult with community stakeholders, and that's the idea, is that it's the committee's purpose to consult wider. So these are representatives on the committee, but similar that the cultural task force is doing, the task force themselves will also put in a procedure to consult wider.
I think the actual approach will probably be up to that appointed committee, but I can see it going deeper as the cultural task force did. For an industrial aspect, there may be a component there that goes deeper with that particular person who's being appointed. Councillor Boot?
The sectors that are listed under composition, number 2 composition, community economic development. Do I understand that that's the Chamber of Commerce representation, or?
It's
do they
typically would be
show-
Chamber of Commerce. If the
Okay,
Chamber of
thank you.
Commerce decided they didn't want to participate, or didn't have nobody on the board, or wanted to participate, it could be another organizations. In some municipalities, the Chamber may not be involved in community development, so it might be a different economic development. I believe in this case, it's considered to be the Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Councillor Holmes?
Again, looking at the composition, I know you have downtown business, which would cover them, but generally retail and services, like financial services or health services or legal services or whatever, where would they fit in, or are you not worried about them?
Well, it's open for changes suggested in the terms of reference in the preamble. That we may add in things if we feel that the areas we're covering don't adequately cover.
Okay.
It's actually just after the composition there, where it says
Okay, that's
additional
right.
members may be appointed if there's an area of expertise or perspective determined to be missing from the task force.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else? Councillor Holmes?
No, just,
Good.
you got your work cut out for you.
Yeah, well, I'm getting a feel for that after listening to the cultural task force. Okay, Councillor Peak, did you have a comment?
Will the committee meetings be open to the public? I know there'll be some interest in that, and I just wonder.
I believe so, yeah. Yeah. I think that's part of the intention, is to make sure that any discussion on where things are heading, that they get a broader scope, and if the public feels inclined, then that would be, I think, worthwhile.
Good.
Yeah. So would someone like to bring the motion forward, please? Councillor Carlson?
I move that council pass the terms of reference, for the Mayor's Task Force on Economic Development dated October 23rd, 2015. You approved?
Thank you. Seconder? Councillor Holmes, thank you very much. Any further discussion? We'll have more discussion as time moves on, but especially when we get to the appointed members. So all in favor? Thank you very much. None opposed? That motion's carried. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to that. Believe it or not. 12.4, Summerland Recreation Commission appointments. Corporate officer or?
Yeah, this is simply a housekeeping matter to officially make Councillor Holmes the appointment as alternate.
Oh, right.
It just should be noted that that decision had been made some time ago and just had never been formalized. So,
Yes,
so
I remember speaking
it's not
to it.
something that suddenly happened.
Right. Councillor Carlson, let's bring it forward.
I will bring this forward, that Councillor Holmes be appointed as the alternate council appointee to the Summerland Recreation Commission, replacing Councillor Boot for the remainder of the 2015 commission appointment term.
Seconder, Councillor Trainer, thank you. All in favor? Thank you. Motion's carried. Thank you.
Good luck.
No discussion. Have fun.
Okay,
Thank you, Councillor Holmes.
12.5, Okanagan Regional Library Board. Corporate officer?
Another housekeeping matter, simply to ensure that there's only one alternate instead of two, as requested by the Regional Library Board.
Oh, they were asking for 2 alternates?
They simply want one.
Oh, I see. Okay.
We had to take the mayor off of their list as well. No longer.
Which is fine. I'm getting-
Just one alternate.
I'm getting correspondence that I don't want. Okay. Okay, would someone like to bring that motion forward? Councillor Booth.
That Councillor Carlson be appointed as the council representative to the Okanagan Regional Library Board, and Councillor Holmes be appointed as alternate for the remainder of the 2015 term.
Seconder. Councillor Barkle, thank you. Okay, I might add that I'm sure Councillor Carlson's already been finding this out, but it's an absolutely excellent board to be involved with. I really enjoyed, I've been on that board since 2005, and the way that board operates, it's quite a large board, and it's been very successful, so I'm sure anybody, Councillor Carlson or Councillor Holmes will certainly find it an advantage to have the opportunity to participate. All in favor? Thank you. It's carried. Okay, moving on to bylaws 14.1 CAO.
The permissive properties.
Sorry, I'm going to recuse myself for this one. I'm
Oh,
on the
okay,
board
sure.
of an organization that's applying for a PT.
Okay, thank you.
As council is aware, you have had 2 special meetings for the permissive tax exemption. This is the result from those meetings. The table has been advertised as your intention. Council passed a resolution for this. It's just been brought forward into bylaw form. So the bylaw is ready for consideration for first and second reading. It needs to be deposited with BC Assessment by the end of the month. And the CFO or Director of Finance can answer any further questions if you have any.
Councillor Peak.
My question is not particularly to the our Director of Finance. It's the appointment of a select committee of council. I have thought about this since we had our discussions, and I felt that we perhaps would do a better job if we do this as a collective discussion of council, and they actually spend some time on it. These things can have sensitivity and good good discussion would be informational for all council members. I felt that even our OCP Select Committee would have better benefited the discussion if it was all of council at that. So I'm wondering if council might reconsider that.
Thank you.
Could I just make a comment to
Go
that?
ahead.
I think that if council decides to continue with the select committee, I understand completely what Councillor Peak is saying, but there could be use for both. There's a lot of background, fairly in-depth work to do to bring forward the whole picture for discussion, and to have everybody participating in that part. It would it may become unwieldy, and yet there's still a big role for all of council once all the material's together. I don't think that the select committee should be making the final decisions, but to sort of have the discussions as you're putting the material together. There still may be a role for one or for a number of people to be working closely with Director of Finance.
Councillor Peak?
I understand your remarks. I have...
So we actually could be dealing with the first motion and then be dealing with the select committee separately.
Well, we could, but I think we can do the same thing. I'd just like to
Okay, go
respond. I certainly understand your statements, and if it's decided to be a select committee, I will understand that as well. I would then encourage all of council to at least have full conversion, to have full understanding the background material, because they will have opportunity to read that, whether they're on the select committee or not. And I just think that it's an important thing for our council to be looking at.
Any other comments? Okay, shall we deal with the first recommendation, please? Would someone like to bring that motion forward? Councillor Barkwell?
I move that bylaw number 2015-29, permissive property tax exemptions 2016, be read a first, second, and third time, and that a special meeting of council to be held on October 30th, 2015 at 8:30 a.m. to adopt the bylaw.
Thank you. Seconder, please. Councillor Carlson, thank you very much. Any further discussion on that? I think it's just setting the date for that.
Do we know everybody can make it?
Well, that's, is that a Monday? No.
Friday.
It's a Friday.
This coming
This
Friday.
It's only to do the adoption, but if, it couldn't be any date, but it has to be before, it has to be
By Friday.
by Friday and not tomorrow.
It's just that, we could have a majority of council if you can't make it.
So let's just make sure we got.
I'll be there.
I can be there.
Yeah. Okay,
I can be there too.
That's a Friday.
It's this
Yeah.
Friday.
okay.
Can you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Any further discussion? I think we'll take that into account. We don't have much time to get it done by the end of the month. All in favor? Thank you. None opposed. Motion's carried. Now, the second phase of this,
Can we invite Councillor Holmes back?
is he...
He can come back for the
He's
second.
still
I
on the
think he'll come
property. He
back.
left his stuff.
Yeah, he can come back, yeah, of course. But he can come back for the second half. No time to go out for a coffee, too bad. Okay, we're dealing with the second motion, Councillor Holmes, re the select committee. It's been suggested by Councillor Peak that the whole council be involved, and the CAO just explained that there is the potential for it to be unwieldy to have everybody involved and try and bring everybody together if there's a number of meetings, for example. The other thing, my experience to date, particularly with the library board, although that's a much larger board, the select committee idea worked very, very well. For example, personnel issues or whatever. A full in-depth thing was done by that committee. That was brought forward to the whole board for their understanding and discussion as well. But the deep, detailed work was done by the committee. And I think that's the idea here. But Councillor Peak did indicate, and I think quite so, it's important that everybody be aware, and there's certainly everybody who may not be on the committee certainly welcome to attend and listen to the discussion so that everybody's privy. But at the same time, that means that individual may or may not be there or can come and go depending upon the demands on their time. Councillor Barkwell.
I'm leaning towards Councillor Peake's suggestion, partly because if there's recommendations that come out of a group of, say, 3 councillors or something, then it's not, there's bias that's perceived that isn't perceived if it's a council as a whole. I think it's a little bit more of an open process, but I'm not going to make a decision until I hear from everybody.
And could I just clarify again, I think that both of those concerns are what I was thinking as well, and that is that you wouldn't likely want, as a select committee, to come forward with recommendations on the actual ones to include or but to bring the material together, to fully understand it, to bring it together so that council could look at it as a whole. I mean, if you went to the point that the select committee was actually going to come out with the final recommendations, then you're just doing it sort of the same way that it's been done in the past. And and so it's more to take those initial steps to see what work we need to do to get the material in a way that is most valuable for all of council to use. So.
Why don't we just table it for now and have an initial meeting with all of us present to see exactly what the task that needs, what job we need to do, and then I think once we see the job in front of us, we can decide then whether it's better to do it in a select committee or all of us together.
I'm
I
game
like
to
that
have
idea.
more discussion.
It's a good idea.
Is that a good idea?
Good idea.
You'd like to bring that forward, because it's any
We
motion.
just put it,
you
we can just put it aside.
You don't need a
Okay.
recommendation.
Just to defer? Okay, so that's,
No, we'll just bring it.
we're not
Unless
dealing with
someone's
a
opposed.
motion.
Just don't bring a motion forward.
Yeah, okay, we're not bringing the motion forward, so we're referring it back to staff?
If you want to pass a motion to refer it back to staff, but you just don't need to bring a motion forward on,
Okay.
yeah. This was a recommendation
Right.
coming up, but you just don't need to bring it.
Scratch
Okay.
that.
So, a motion to refer to staff?
No, you don't
No.
need, you can have a motion to refer to staff
We don't
if you
need
want
to-
it on the record.
just slides off the
But
table,
if
it doesn't
not,
have
you
any-
just
Okay.
don't bring any motion
Okay,
forward.
well, that's fine, that's what I want to understand.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what we're going to do, and we will move ahead to 14.2.
This is simply adoption. We've had 3 readings, and this is just simply adoption of the backyard chickens animal control bylaw amendment.
So corporate officer, do you have anything to add? That's it? Okay. So we're up for adoption. Councillor Carlson.
I move the council pass the following resolution, that bylaw 2015-022, animal control amendment, backyard chickens, be adopted.
Seconder, please. Councillor Trainer, thank you. Any discussions?
Like the emphasis.
Okay, all in favor? Thank you. None opposed. The motion's carried. Thank you very much. 14.3.
Another one that's simply adoption bylaw notice enforcement bylaw, last meeting, first, second, and third reading.
Okay, Councillor Holmes?
Move that bylaw number 2015-028, bylaw notice enforcement, bylaw number 2000-375, amendment bylaw number 1 be adopted.
Thank you. Seconder? Seconder? Oh, Councillor Carlson, sorry. Okay, all in favor? Thank you. Motion's carried, none opposed. Thank you very much. Councillor reports. We'll start with Councillor Trainer.
You started with me last time.
I can't remember that.
Oh, that's okay.
That's because I'm picking on you.
Always got
Let's
the
go.
most to say, so.
I don't have very much today. I participated in the Trout Creek community cleanup yesterday. We had 12 volunteers and we collected about 20 bags of garbage. And I wanted to thank Martin and his crew for helping out and picking up our garbage today. I appreciate that. And I also attended, as Mayor Waterman mentioned, the unveiling of the new sign at the south end of the Lakeside Trail. And it's a great sign for cyclists and hikers and walkers to get more information about cycling trails and hiking. And it's in a good location because when people are riding from Penticton and they get there, they've got this nice sign to welcome them. So it looks really good, so congratulations to the Trail of the Okanaugans.
Thank you. Councillor Barkwell.
I have nothing of interest this week.
Thank you. Councillor Booth.
Last Wednesday, I attended a Water Advisory Committee meeting, and further to that, there is an open house this Wednesday from 2:30 to 5:30 in the banquet hall. I'm just checking with our CFO to make sure I have all of that right. So it'll be kind of the start of an open house discussion on irrigator water. I attended the business walks last Thursday, and I hope to. I didn't get through my list that I was assigned to, so I'm hoping to complete that perhaps this week. I attended the business after business at the Summerland District Credit Union, as did I think pretty much everyone here, and that was an excellent business after business. And that is all I have.
Thank you. Councillor Carlson.
I was also fortunate enough to go to the Okanagan Nation Alliance water seminar that was last week, and it was fantastic. There was representation from all over the valley and all different ages. Some very inspiring young people that were there, as well as some very inspiring older people that were there. I think David Suzuki is now 80. He certainly doesn't look like he's 80. Very
Is he
impressed.
that old?
Yeah, I believe he is.
That age?
And I seem to be going to Kelowna more than I used to, but I went to the library board meeting, and they're doing strategic planning right now, and it's going very well, and the focus is on bringing the Okanagan Regional Library into the future and sort of thinking about adding more than just books and computers, and perhaps encouraging new forms of technology within the library, and taking a new strategy and going forward with it to make it relevant for the 21st century and for what libraries are, embracing all over the world. So it's really fun to be part of that, and it, people are excited about what's going on in Summerland, and that's just the beginning, I think. So at that meeting, we also talked about cultural planning and how libraries should be working more with communities as an asset, not only for literary arts, but also as places to be galleries and to have events and to be part of the larger cultural scheme. So that's in people's ears now as well, which is very exciting, I think.
Councillor Holmes.
I also embraced Small Business Week this past week went to the Business After Business and the Business Walk, and I'd like to thank Christine for organizing that. I thought the Business Walk was fantastic. It was really educational, and it's worth doing on a regular basis. Thank you. On October 14th, I attended a School District 67 public presentation on their long-range facility report. They gave projected enrollments for the next 5 or 8 years or something like that, and they're projecting basically decline in enrollments across the board, across the whole school district. Summerland's no exception. So the school board's going to have some difficult decisions to make going forward. It seemed school closures seem inevitable. There's actually a public meeting tonight about this, where they're laying out some options for the public. They aim to. They want to have a decision by January. There's going to be quite a public consultation process. Apparently, if you have to close a school, a lot of public consultation has to take place because of that. So there'll be additional meeting dates besides tonight, and opportunities to make written submissions. I was encouraged that amongst their decision-making criteria, they'll take catchment areas into account. So they don't want people to have to travel too far to attend school. So I think closing any school in Summerland would have serious social and economic impacts on our community. So I encourage people to get involved and make their views known to the school district. The Cultural Plan Task Force, we heard from Denise, we're all working very hard. This week we have a few community conversations coming, including literary arts in the new library. I think will be the first public event in the new multi-purpose room in the new library. So I encourage everybody to come out just to be a part of that little piece of history in the making. We also have visual performing arts session at the Art Gallery on Thursday, and next week the Heritage and Local History session will be at the Old Library. So all three of these take place at 7 o'clock. So you can check listings in newspapers, posters around town, social media for all the events coming up. And just one final thing, to remind that Saturday is Halloween, one of my favorite days of the week. That's when that's when Trout Creek braces itself for welcoming all the ghosts and goblins who descend on their streets and relieve all the locals there of their bonbons. So just watch your driving on that night.
Councillor Peak.
Thank you, that's good, Doug. I also attended the School Board 67 Long Range Facilities Plan, and they had a previous consultation in 2011. Certainly, the capacities of the schools are not to where they need to be, and it doesn't look like our population is likely to grow. With the opportunity for the presentation this evening, which Doug and I were really interested in getting to, but couldn't go to, options will be presented. They're looking to the public to have a good discussion. Other presentations will take place. And it's important that the public be engaged because they may have some ideas that are useful for the options that come forward. And as a council, the decisions that are made by the school board certainly have implications for our community planning. So to have our public well engaged is certainly an important item. Also attended the middle school, they had student voting, and there were several council members and members of the public there for scrutineers, and that was kind of an exciting opportunity. It was prior to the federal voting, and it was just a really good morning. I've worked along with the Cultural Task Force. I also attended the multicultural workshop, and as Councillor Holmes has mentioned, those workshops coming up are, you should go to them. Whether you're interested in that particular topic, just to see how the public are engaged. And certainly the one at the library being the first one in that facility will be a little more exciting than some of the others. I'd like to commend the Chamber of Commerce on having their business walks during Small Business Week. I have done that elsewhere in the world, and I've always found them just fantastic because the energy that's created. I was out with one of the directors, Christina Collette, and we had 27 businesses to get to. We only managed to get to 10. And that's because people were so interested in talking about their community and their business and the thoughts around that. Also, when you're doing them, you have to wait sometimes to speak to people. So it does take more time than you might otherwise think. But I think we engaged almost 100 businesses. It was a terrific morning, and I certainly hope that we continue to have that engagement on a regular basis. I'm a member of the Trail of the Okanagan Committee. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get there for the sign opening presentation. The work that group does is exemplary, and I want to commend their work and having that sign in place.
Good, thank you. Any questions from the public? We do have time at the end of the meeting for comments on pretty much anything to do with municipal activities. Any questions? Karsten, anything? Nothing?
I'm good, thank you.
Thought you might be waiting to say something important.
I'll be your next meeting, thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you. From the press, comments, questions? John, Susan, you're fine? Okay, motion for adjournment, please. Councillor Traynor, seconder, Councillor Barklow. All in favor? Thank you. Motion passed. Thank you very much, council and staff and the public.
Well done, team.
Always nice to see you.